curiosity that I had for the fashion industry, and I've always intrigued by the models especially. I think it was like an outwardly experience, and I wanted to be part of it. It just happened, I guess. Like, I grew up in Bali and I've always been so tall, and people come up to me, it's like, why don't you model? Why don't you model all the time? And then it just happened. One day I got a call from a photographer and there you go. Waiting, the waiting, especially the waiting, the constant pressure of being perfect. That's probably the hardest part in modeling. Be yourself, definitely being yourself. To always be nice to people and to have a high tolerance to differences, definitely that. And to open your mind, because there's a lot of new experiences, new people that you work all the time with different visions, so you have to be really flexible at all times, yeah. It's harder than it looks, and it's not always glamorous. It's a lot of work, a lot of dedication, discipline. It's very competitive. I'm not gonna lie about that, it's very competitive. But at the end of the day, if you're passionate, you believe in yourself, I think you'll be fine. Back then we don't have social media. I think that's like a huge part in modeling in my generation back then. You really needed to do castings and you had to run around. You always have to, you know, keep up your game and always have to be present. I think that was the difference between then and now, is that you don't have social media to back you up. You really have to work really hard, like extra hard. You have to make an impression towards your casting directors, your fashion stylists, directors, you know, designers, clients. You really have to make an impression so they could remember who you are. So you really had to come and give your best. That's why what I mentioned earlier about being perfect and being who you are to make an impression is such a big deal back then. It was not as easy as it is now. Yeah, always. I think in modeling itself, it's always about physique. We tend to always look at each other and be like, oh my God, that other girl is so beautiful, or that other girl is really unique. And you look at yourself and I'm like, oh, what do I have? So it's a lot of mental pressure. But then once you work with like the most amazing people and they love you for who you are or how you look, it's quite refreshing. It's, I guess, a shallow perspective that you have within yourself, that you judge yourself about. It's really shallow. So at the end of the day, it's just like who you truly are and how confident you are as a person, and don't let rejections, you know, take the best out of you. I do have like a hate-love relationship with social media. I'm really bad at, let's say, promoting myself, because I'm a very moody person in ways that I really don't want people to know everything about me. I like to keep that like mysterious side of me. I don't want everybody to know who I am, like full on. So I like to keep it like hidden. The story is really different compared to other scripts I've ever read this past couple of years since I've been in the industry. And the director is a really good friend of mine, and he's the sweetest, and my co-stars are really cool and they're great. So I think the entire team made it like, okay, I'm gonna be part of this, you know, wonder team, because they have beautiful visions, they're great people, and I want to be part of that. Love. I mean, you can tell it's about love, and it's just, I think, a really harsh side of love, I guess, that's often not a fairy tale, but more like, this is life. this is what's actually happening, and about feminism as well. So she's an outgoing person, very open-minded with strong principles in life. She's really into adventure and experiencing new things. She's my age, and she's always out in nature as well because that's part of her job. So we have a lot in common, and I adore my character. I wish I could be as strong as her at times, yeah. My director, he gave me a couple of books that are specifically based on what she does for a living. It's really easy in a way that for me to connect with her work-wise, but then in acting it's really challenging this way because there's certain traits that she has and I don't, so I had to really build up my character into what she believes in and what I don't. I did a lot of reading as well. We did a lot of group readings. In acting as well, we actually would start writing who Salina is, like who our characters are. For example, for Salina, I would imagine her as like, okay, what zodiac is she, why is she in certain ways, what background is she from, who her parents were. I actually write it up as if I'm making a story. So that's how I get more connected to her. Yes, our feminism. Yes, we're like girl power all the way. The biggest challenge was to learn what she was doing for a living. It's a whole different environment, I guess. I mean, I'm always out in nature, but she's like, you know, she gets her elbows and knees dirty, and she's very specific. She's a perfectionist, a hard worker. I think that was quite challenging for me because we are two different persons. Not really. No, not really. It's in modeling you don't really take your soul with you. With acting, you pour your heart out, you pour your thoughts, imaginations out. In modeling, for me, it was more into like, okay, what's the concept? You know, you put your makeup on, your hair's done up, you wear your designer clothes, and you're good to go. In acting, there's so much depth that it's just modeling itself as a foundation does not really cut it. The acting industry is harsh. It's harsh because it's two different industries, definitely two different industries. The acting is really, really challenging. Like, there are rejections, and trust me, I've had a million rejections throughout my career. But every time I got rejected for a movie, that hurts more than getting rejected for a campaign or a catwalk. It hurts more. I don't know, I'm like still trying to like get used to it, but every time when I lose a part or a character in a movie that I really want to play, that really bums me out. And I'm still like learning, because I'm really new, so. I've learned so much. How you look does not depend on if you're gonna get the job or not. It does not guarantee you're gonna get the part. You don't have to be perfect in acting. You don't have to be skinny. You don't have to always look so beautiful or sexy or cute, you know? It's more than that. It's a very new experience for me, knowing in modeling so well and so little in acting. So it is really challenging. Being in my mid-20s I mean, a lot of people's like, oh, being in your mid-20s is supposed to be like the best like time to have fun and to enjoy your life. It was tough for me. I was like, I was all over the place. I was not knowing what I want to do, who I was in a way. Like, I thought I knew who I was, but then I'm like taking myself back. I need to refresh and rewind. So yeah, this year's it's been a spiritual journey for me. really get to know who I am, what I really want to do in life, what are my goals are, and self-reflect with a lot of things in life. Yeah. It's been great. I mean, there's times that I was just like, oh, I don't want to wake up today, I don't want to see anybody. As you know, life, it has its ups and downs, and I'm really honest with what I've been through in life and what I've gained as well. Yeah, I meditate a lot. I meditate so much. I think get connected to the higher power as well. Find my ways back to what's important for my spiritual journey to be stronger. Really to be grateful and blessed every single day. I think praying a lot have a lot of impact in my journey as well, yeah. I would like to be more content, to be more grateful, to help others as well. And in career-wise, I would like to just create, you know, be part of amazing projects, discover new things. I'm up for anything. I'm like in a stage of anything that's fun, anything that's creative, that could evolve. I could evolve to be a better version of how I am. I'm really happy and blessed and grateful. I think I'm slowly, but I'm getting there. More grounded as well. I think that's what's really important to me, is to be grounded.